Hello and welcome. It's me, Percita, and this is Percitas Paradox. Hello and thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate you and your time and effort in coming and joining me on this thing called YouTube today. If you're new, thank you so much for joining me. And if you are an OG, you know the drill. Thank you so much for always putting in the time to support your girl. So today, I just wanted to really come on board and come at you really strong in motivation, specifically yourself and what you start to think about yourself. And I really want you to really ask yourself, do you honestly believe anymore that you can overcome anything? Has so many things happened in your life that you feel as if it's just too much? You're giving up. You have done it all. It's taken too long. You've gotten too old. Any of those things. I want you to be very clear and listen to the words coming out of my mouth and understand that you can overcome anything. Anything. For the people in the back who ain't hearing me, you can overcome anything. Do not allow, not a person, place, or thing, not a noun, not a scenario, not a financial scenario, not an emotional scenario, no scenarios, not a soul to be able to get into your mind that intensely to make you forget whose you are. And I don't care at all, truthfully, if you do not have a spiritual belief in understanding what that statement actually means. I'm just going to tell you from a real carnal space, you are important. You are important. Even if you have not found that thing, that scenario in your own mind to comprehend that, I just want you to know today of all days, you need to know that you are the one. You are absolutely chosen to be whatever it is that you want to be. And that feeling, that thing that's deep down inside of you, that idea of whatever it is that you're dreaming, understand that it's not a dream that's not supposed to come to fruition. Now, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be inviting. It's not going to coddle you and feel, all fluffy all the time. But it's just like anything else. You don't feel that way. You don't feel always motivated. You don't feel as if you can do just about anything. But do understand that even when you feel that, there's something in you that always drives you back to this idea that, you know what, I'm going to be all right. The things that I'm feeling have taken over. And how many of us, truthfully, how many of us have gotten to that space where you just about thought you were there, right? You have suffered enough. You have been in whatever it is you have been in long enough. And you are now saying, you know what? It is my time. Right at the peak of you feeling like it is your time, child, something stupid starts to happen. The world starts spinning left. Relationships go left. People who you thought had your back don't. It seems like everything that is possible that could go wrong goes wrong. And at that moment, you don't really feel like you can overcome it. You really don't feel that energy of you know what, this is really the way this is supposed to be. Trust the process. This is that happy-go-lucky idea that Percitas is always talking about. Well, let me be the first to tell you that is when you should know things are about to happen. I'm going to use a baby and its analogy. Think about it. Really hard. Really close your eyes and identify what I'm saying. When a woman is pregnant for a very long time within her pregnancy, first several months, 5-6 months, you don't even necessarily know that the woman is pregnant. Plenty of people have literally been ready to birth something and didn't even know that they were about to have this infamous thing called a child, right? Meaning they are carrying something around that no one can see. A lot of people don't really show their first couple of months, hell, even into their 5 and 6 months. I didn't show my first child till the 7th month. And you really have a hard time in getting people to understand that you're pregnant. Okay? Catch that. They don't really see it. They don't really believe you. They hear you talking. Nothing's happening. Right when you start to show, people try to believe you, but they still don't really know if that's really a real thing. Or, they saying it, but it's not necessarily what it is. Anything could happen kind of a vibe. And it starts to get into an idea in your brain of the pain starts to kick in. The weight of the baby for the woman starts to kick in. And even if you're not a woman and you're a man watching this video, you notice the temperament starts to change. The cravings get different. Ideas of what it is that this woman is about to do changes for her and you, because she's either nesting or getting her mindset or doing something different, or expectations for you become different. And then right around the time, okay, that it is that 9th and a half, 10th month of this beautiful thing called pregnancy, and she gets ready to have this baby, do keep very strong identities in your mindset to remember that the worst pain that she could possibly feel is during birth. The crazy part about that is that that's when the baby is about to happen. So why would it be then that you would think at the beginning, right? At the beginning of pregnancy would be the hardest time for you to carry the baby and to deal with the pain of the baby and all of those negative things. But truth be told, right before the baby is born is when everything gets really, really crazy, right? I mean, everything goes whack. Everything in her body that has even tried to sustain has gone whack. And all of the pain comes rushing, only for her to deliver this healthy child, this human, this miracle, this miraculous thing. Have you ever wondered why life is that way? I really use that proponent in my brain a lot because I have heard, even from the spiritual aspects of it, is that when you really feel the heaviest part of whatever it is that you feel like you're going through is when something is about to happen, something big, something bigger than you, something miraculous. You have to identify that with the idea of overcoming something, because you got to know that the obstacle is there to make you better, not to make you worse, not to knock you down, not to put you in a position where you feel as if you can't do it. It's there so that you completely understand the idea that you can overcome it. And that if you overcome it, if you can sustain it, you will have this big miraculous miracle. And people say all the time, well, now you're getting religious, Percita. Call it what you want. Call it what you want. I'm going to simply tell you what I'm telling you because I am a witness of it. I have absolutely experienced it. I have seen people around me experience it. And there's nothing about what I'm saying that you're going to take away from me because I know what I'm saying is true. And if you can feel that, if you can actually discern in your spirit today that that is truth, there's absolutely nothing that you can't overcome. The pain has to happen. It has to happen for whatever it is you're going through to manifest into the great whatever it is thing that it's going to be. So you have to understand to overcome something means that it's that obstacle, it's that wall, it's that hurdle, it's that pot hole, it's that ditch, it's that lake, that sea, the drama, the trauma, it's all of what it is. But whatever it is, you can overcome it. If you can really just keep your mind strong and understanding all of those things are happening because it's time for you to be as great as you have been called to be. So if nothing else happens with you today, just remember that. Just remember those words. I can overcome anything. Anything. I just have to understand who I am, whose I am, and what my purpose is. And if I can really focus in on that, if I can really stay strong and understanding that that is what the key is, it's not going to be where you are just given anything. Everything has a price. Everything has a point. Everything has a tag on it for you to be able to achieve it, meaning you have to pay something to get something. That is just the way it is. So when you overcome, understand that you are paying your due to get to where it is you need to be. Trust me. Trust me. It's happening. It's going to happen for you. I believe it. I need you to believe it. And all things I'm saying, always remember, no matter what, in order to overcome, you start with 3 basic core things. Live life authentic. Live life authentic. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope everything that can be everything, that should be everything, happens and comes your way. And if you are going through an obstacle today and you are trying to overcome something today and you don't really feel like you can actually do it by yourself, feel free to hit me in the comments. Make sure that you send me a private message if you feel like it's too private, but talk to someone. And if I'm the only person right now that you feel like you can talk to, make that your task and do that and reach out to me and I will absolutely be there to communicate. As always, remember to like, share, subscribe, and do all those other good things that you need to do to keep the channel moving and floating. Follow me on Percitas Paradox on IG and also Living Percita. I'll put that also in the description box. Thank you so much for joining me.